Good morning or good afternoon, just about afternoon. I received a long letter back from the Countess of Chester with regard to all my FOIs, the fact they'd said I'm vexatious and part of a campaign. They've really gone for it. I'm used to this kind of letter from years ago, being in a very long, protracted back and forth over something else very different, but I'm used to the style of suddenly throwing loads of stuff at you and making it sound all very official. But it's just really a restatement of what they've said before. I'm part of a campaign. They know this through that I'm getting suggestions through my YouTube channel. None of that's their business. None of that's the idea of if it's a campaign or not a campaign, or could be described as such. None of that's related to the freedom of information legislation and potential to get information from an institution like the Countess of Chester Hospital. They just say, and they just restate the idea, it's just too much, it's too hard, too much to get it. But it's ridiculous because there's when I'm saying, I want the information as it was done. I want it restated, all the mortality, split up into the different sections of early neonatal, late neonatal, post neonatal, etc. That was in the way it was split up from the Countess of Chester for the Wali Aslam 2018 FOI. They did it then, and they're saying they can't do it now. They're saying they haven't got it. They haven't got it in that form now, but they had it in 2018. That's what they did, and they just say, in late 2024 we did the neonatal deaths, and it was all an administrative error. There's some other really weird bits that they say as well. Something else caught my eye looking through it here. Let me just pause it a minute. They've written so much here. This is outcome of the internal review, so I asked them to review their initial decision. And it just says here, and I gave them the reason, it was due to your error in the 2018 FOI. That's why I want it restated with the stillbirth data alongside it, in the same format that you did in 2018, but with everything correct. Why can't you do that? Why can't you do that? They're making out it's such an incredibly hard thing to do, when they had all that data split up into those sections: early, late, post-neonatal, stillbirths, late fetal loss. They had all that in 2018, but they said that a lot of that data was wrong. So then in 2024, they came up with all the new mortality data, but they didn't restate the stillbirth ones. But they just said, we've done this manual count now, and here is the new lot, and it's all in alignment with the indictment, because obviously they couldn't allow it not to be. But they were fine doing that back in 2018. That was just administrative error, they say. It's just not good enough. And as my reason for doing it is because we're still relying on 2018 stillbirth data from data as a whole that they said was all over the shop and wrong, full of mistakes. So how can we rely on that? They just they really don't want to do it. They're just saying here, the FOI that from 2018, they said it was due to administrative error contributed to by the fact, this is interesting to me, that I hope it's interesting to you, that it says here, contributed to this error by the fact that mortality and stillbirth data can be categorized in different ways. They don't say what ways that means. There are specific descriptors and descriptions of what is mortality, what is an early neonatal death, and what is a stillbirth. So it's specific. But they're just saying it's different ways. They've just turned it into something mystifying and something they're not going to explain what it is. It says here, the trust does not hold the data you request in the format in which you require it. In other words, split up into the sections, like they did in 2018. So they had it all then, even though the mortality data was wrong, but they haven't got it now. They had it then, but they haven't got it now. And it would take some considerable time, they say, to identify and collate the information and verify its accuracy. They came up with, in 2024, with the new mortality data, but yet they've still got to collate and identify and verify the accuracy. They just don't want to do it. So and it says your request is still therefore still deemed vexatious on the basis and for the reasons previously given. Oh, it's just all rubbish. I mean, it's the normal technique of any big institution or large company, or pretty much the default reaction to being held accountable at all. It should all be there in their records. It just should all be there in their records. I'd sent a kind of a chasing up email to them, and they didn't like that either. They didn't like that either. And they're just maintaining that because they're fundamentally saying there's too many FOIs, and it's coming to, there's just too many. That means you can never do another one then. I mean, and the fact that it's a campaign and it's related to a YouTube channel and that other people are suggesting them, which means they've looked into the channel, which I find bizarre. I mean, I can send this to the ICO. I don't know. I just think they'll probably rubber stamp it. But it just they really go crazy with like all the text here. It's like about 6 pages. Oh, here's something else they say. I said to them in the initial response, saying, I want you to review your decision about being called Mr. Vexatious. And I say that they say here, your assertion, i.e. my assertion, that whether requests form part of a quote-unquote campaign is irrelevant and should have no bearing on the application of the Freedom of Information Act is noted. And then they say, your assertion is incorrect. When assessing vexatiousness under section 14.1, whatever, a public authority is entitled and in fact required to consider the wider context in which a request is made. This includes considering whether a request forms part of a sustained pattern or a course of conduct, which imposes a disproportionate or oppressive burden on the public authorities. But it's obvious that they got a real sticking point about restating what the mortality was and putting it into the sections of early, late, and post neonatal, and restating a correct version of the stillbirths, and the 2018 data may be what they use, but they've already got that to hand. They've got all that there. So why and if it is correct, well, if it is correct, well, just copy and paste that and send that to me then. Is it because it's not correct? Is that why you don't want to say what the stillbirths were? You sent the information in 2018, and it's on the what do they know whatever website. You sent that to Walid Aslam, and it's there publicly available. But it's part of a response where you say everything else is wrong about it. So I just want one. I don't know. I don't think I'm being unreasonable asking for that at all, because because when in 2024 they give the new data just for mortality, they don't split it up into early, late, post-neonatal. They don't do any of that. They just do these raw figures, and it has to align. It has to align with the indictment. And they don't do the months either. But they've done it all before, and it's like they can't do it again. So do it properly. Do it properly this time, and do it again with everything, with all the sections that you had before. But do it all correct. This is how they get you to think, well, am I being unreasonable, asking you to do something correct in totality? That you'd split it all up into the sections before. So why can't you do it now and confirm that this is the correct data? We need the restatement, because they told us that it was all wrong, and they said by virtue of their new version in 2024 tells us that the old stuff was wrong. Give us it now with all the appropriate sections of early, late, and post-neonatal. Just do that month by month. So why can't you do that? That's where they get you, is this kind of it's Kafkaesque, because they get you to think, well, oh no, is something wrong with me? Well, I'm asking this. They should just give it to you. Why not? Why are you making it so? Why are you making it so difficult? You're making out as though I'm making it difficult for you. You should have this information to hand in your systems. It shouldn't be like trying to decode the Rosetta Stone, or trying to find the holy grail of it. It's going to take like years to find it all out again, when you've apparently given it all out in 2018, but it was wrong. So just do it right in total this time. I keep repeating myself because and this is why I didn't even want to look at this. I scanned it and I knew what it was. It's just telling you, we don't want to hear from you. You need to shut up. It's a campaign. We're not beholden to you. We don't have to abide by this. We're going to use all this, under the section 14.1 and all this kind of, they keep applying to that. What does it say here? The trust has not described you as vexatious. Oh God. It applies to requests, not individuals. Right, so it's not me that's vexatious, it's the request that's vexatious. Vexatious from the word to vex, of causing anger, to cause anger or annoyance, to ask them about mortality data and stillbirth data, and to have it right in the appropriate sections month by month when it happened in their unit, which they'd done many years ago, but it was all wrong. So just confirm to me what the stillbirth data was. I'll leave it there. It's just crap, isn't it? And there's been this arrest. There's been this arrest of somebody under Operation Duet for perverting the course of justice. So that's a concern, isn't it? It's just come up today. I put up a post about that. I'm not sure whether I'm going to go to the ICO about them. I don't know. I think it's really interesting, some of the things they've said here, that you can describe these mortality and stillbirths in different ways. They don't say what the ways are. This can fall into potentially the miscoding of early neonatal deaths as stillbirths, which is what I was always suspecting based on the 2018 data, because it was looking like that. And this has been a problem in the NHS across many trusts for a long time. There's reports about it out there. There's articles about it out there. You can find them. Misreporting early neonatal deaths as stillbirths. So anyway, I'll leave it there. It's coming up to 15 minutes. Sorry, I've probably just repeated myself over and over again, but it's the attitude, And I'm not vexatious. It's just the request. it's just crazy. Yeah. Anyway, They don't like it.